Number one most addictive food in the world, cooked starch. Cooked starches are highly addictive. Potatoes, beans, rice, breads, these foods spike blood sugar in our body. They're acid forming. They burn the digestive system. What we want to eat instead is simple carbohydrates from raw fruits and vegetables. This heals the body. These are the foods that are designed for the human biology. And if we're not eating the fruits and vegetables and eating the cooked starches instead, we're going to struggle desperately.
No. Nothing against his recommendation to increase the consumption of raw fruits and vegetables. I think that's great. However, I would like to focus on the first part of his video. He made the claim that cooked starches are highly addictive. I guess one of the characteristics of defining a food as addictive is to overconsume it, meaning that you want to eat a food item over and over again, and thus it leads to overconsumption. But for all that to happen, a food has to make you feel less satiated, because the more satiating a food is, the less likely you are going to eat it over and over and over again. And I would like to especially focus on potatoes. Are potatoes truly addictive? The first study I would like to highlight is a study published in 1995 by Holt and colleagues. The study is called as a Satiety Index of Common Foods. The design of this study is quite interesting. They served the participants 38 different foods. Each of these foods contained exactly 240 calories. They split the foods into 6 different categories: fruits, bakery products, snack foods, carbohydrate-rich foods, protein-rich foods, and breakfast cereals. The satiety levels were obtained every 50 minutes for the next 2 hours. And within these 2 hours, the participants were told to eat ad libitum. Ad libitum basically means they were told to eat until they were full. Wanna guess which of the 38 foods was the most satiating one? It's boiled potatoes. Boiled potatoes were 7-fold more satiating than croissants. And this was not the only study looking at potatoes and satiety. Sang and colleagues also published a study looking at the exact same question in 2018. They analyzed the satiety levels of rice, pasta, and potatoes. On 3 different days, they fed the participants a lunchtime meal consisting of minced beef in a bolognese sauce, mixed vegetables, and a serving of either whole boiled potatoes, white rice, or pasta. The researchers also told the participants to avoid any breakfast within these 3 days and to not eat anything between breakfast and lunch. There was also a 2-day washout period between the meals, meaning the participants were sent home to live out their daily lives for 2 days. Wanna guess which of these foods were more satiating? If you guess potatoes, you are right. He also mentioned in the videos that cooked starches can increase your blood sugar spikes and hence make them more addictive. But is that actually true? Galipter and colleagues released a very interesting study just trying to answer this question. They recruited 6 males and 6 females, and each of these participants received 1 of 4 side dishes, or white bread, in randomized order. The foods had different glycemic index scores. Glycemic index is basically measuring your blood sugar spikes after consuming 50 grams of carbohydrates of a specific food item. The higher the spikes, the higher the scores. Glycemic index, when the calories of each foods were matched, did not predict satiety levels. And the researchers even pointed out that potatoes reduced the appetite, meaning potatoes were yet again really satiating. And this was not the only study looking at satiety levels and blood sugar spikes. In 2018, Anderson and colleagues published a single-blinded randomized crossover trial. This study is actually really cool. They used potatoes that had a low glycemic index score and potatoes that had a high glycemic index score. The calories were matched for all of these foods. And since it's a crossover trial, all of the participants had to eat both meals. And the results are there's no differences in satiety levels between these 2 potato variations. Having looked at all the research, I think it's safe to say that no, cooked starches, especially potatoes, are not addicting. Now, of course, we can process potatoes and make, for example, something called French fries. But saying that, see, potatoes are addicting because people overeat on French fries is the same thing as saying that, see, apples are addicting because apples are being present in apple pies. It doesn't seem like it's the apple nor potatoes in this case that lead people to overconsume on calories. What are your thoughts about this topic? Feel free to let me know in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you during my next video.